Hey, good afternoon. Patrice L Stewart here, the realist tax and business strategist. So, it's been a while since I've shared some information with you all, and right now we are in the heart of tax season. And a lot of people are working with people who are fraudulent preparers. And so, if you are someone who has been a victim of a fraudulent preparer, then here is a form that you can fill out and send to the IRS to be able to dispute that tax return that was filed on your behalf. So, for example, let's say this year you were referred to go to someone and the person, either didn't give you um, formal paperwork, they didn't have you sign anything, they filed your taxes without your knowledge or consent, right? Especially for these people that are pushing this, I can get you 20,000, 30,000, and then they're not explaining how they're getting there or what paperwork they're filling out. These are fraudulent tax preparers. They are not professionals. They normally file your taxes on a Free Tax USA or a TurboTax or a TaxSlayer, and they hold no liability. So I have come across a couple of people this year who went to someone who they thought were an actual tax preparer and found out that their taxes were filed fraudulently. So in this video here, I have form 14157-A that you can fill out. You do have to fill this form out in detail. They are going to ask you information about the about the tax preparer because they're not a professional. Let's keep it clear. Um, they're going to ask you information. They're going to ask you your name, information, social address, etc. And then they're going to ask you for documentation, or they may ask you for proof, like the actual tax return. If you do not have a copy of the actual tax return that was filed on your behalf by that fraudulent preparer, then that is also something that you would need to kind of add in the notes. But what you can do is you can file your real tax return. Unfortunately, you would more than likely have to mail it in along with this form, because once we submit a tax return electronically, you can only submit it through electronically one time. So even if they determine that this tax return that was filed by that preparer was a fraudulent return, you cannot then go in and change your taxes and file electronically. So you now have to mail in your taxes along with this form to the IRS, and then that way they will open up an investigation and close out that prior tax return that was issued to that tax preparer, and then they will go ahead and process your refund and paperwork that way. It is a lengthier process. It's going to take you more time because you have to actually mail it in. If you are working with a tax professional like myself, my office, I am assisting and helping some people file the paperwork, and we actually have a department that we can fax it over to for quicker processing. But I did want to share this form with you all. Again, it's 14157-A. It's called Tax Return Preparer Fraud or Misconduct Affidavit. So it is about, let's see, how many pages is it? It's only 2 or 3 pages. Yeah. 2 pages really total that you're filling out. And then the third page just kind of gives you instructions on how to fill the form out. Um, the other form that you also want to fill out, which is two, you want to fill out form 14157-A, but then you also want to fill out this form 14157, which is the return preparer complaint, right? So you want to have both of these plus the full copy of your real tax return that should be filed with your real correct dollar amount. So like I said, if someone filed you and added additional credits that should not have been there and your refund was 16,000, but now when you file your real taxes your refund end up being 5,000, that is what the actual IRS will process. So you do have to mail in and print out that full copy of that tax return along with these two forms, and then that way that will start the process and investigation for you to be able to, one, report that preparer, but also clear your name from that fraudulent tax return that had been filed against you. And so if a refund was issued and it went to the preparer and you didn't get the money, all of that needs to be given here in these statements and on this paperwork. So that way the IRS has a clear detail of what happened, of the situation. And so that way they can investigate from there. All right. So your favorite and realist tax and business strategist, Patrice L Stewart here. My office is open all year round. We do assist clients all year round. I file individual taxes as well as business taxes, LLCs, S corps, corporations, partnership returns. And right now, Monday, April 15th, we have the upcoming tax deadline. And I just want to say, tax deadline is not really tax deadline. If you did not know, you can still file taxes after April 15th. If you owe the IRS, then you should file by April 15th and or ask for an extension. When you ask for an extension, that does not stop them from charging you interest and penalty. All right. So you want to make sure that even though you're asking for an extension, you want to make sure you get on a payment plan immediately once you file. And then that way, that would keep them off of your back. All right. If you normally receive a refund, you can file all year. You actually have up to 3 years to file your tax return and receive your refund. All right. So again, we do assist clients. I'm in Chicago, but I work with clients in all 50 states. We have virtual tax appointments. You can reach me at my website, which is plstewart.club/book me. Again, that's plstewart.club/book me. I have the link here in the bottom of this video, and you can also call our office. I'm open Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And on Saturday, we are open 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. Have a great one.